What's up, you guys? Welcome to the February 18th edition of NBA 3-Ball presented by Establish the Run. I'm your host, Mike Gallagher, getting ready to break down a really light Thursday slate. So we're going to do a lot of preview and news for Friday, so hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get to the news. And big news on Thursday evening with the Clippers dropping their injury report with a lot of questionable tags. Kawhi Leonard, Nick Batum with his concussion, and Luke Kennard all questionable. But the big one is Paul George, suddenly questionable after being ruled out a day in advance or more for every game. So this is a big development. The thing is, though, the Clippers haven't been practicing as far as how their PR is notifying everyone. They've been saying pretty much after games that they're not practicing the next day. Ty Lue said as much. So we don't really know how much work PG has got in. Obviously, this is really, really good news. But he may need another one before he's back out there. Or, maybe he's going through some strenuous workouts. I mean, he has a foot injury. And maybe he could have got up to speed the way they want him to. He's been doing on-court work for a while now. So it's possible he plays. So obviously he would be, changing a lot of dynamics of this offense with Reggie Jackson losing playing time. Lou Williams would certainly take a massive, massive hit because he's been handling the ball so much. And these guys like Terrence Mann and Amir Coffey and all those dudes would kind of go by the wayside, especially if Kawhi comes back also, which, again, I was surprised that he sat 3 games because he hurt himself Friday, got cleared, returned, looked fine. Ty Lue downplayed it, and then he didn't play. So I think Kawhi is going to play. Kennard had that knee injury before as well, so keep an eye on that. But, yeah, great news for the Clippers in what should be an awesome game again in a rematch, if they're close to full strength after what the Jazz are just on another level right now, right? 19, just winning every game. It feels like, and we mentioned it on the pod today. It's the old good defense leads to good offense, right? They have the most possessions off a defensive rebound, and they're the most efficient on those. That is a great formula for winning basketball. Pretty pumped. Hope everyone plays. Brooklyn in action tonight, but before the game, Steve Nash said that they still don't have a timetable for him, and the team is working on strength training with Kevin Durant on that left hamstring. This is not surprising. I've mentioned it a few times. This is at least his 3rd left hamstring strain. It's really the only soft tissue injury he's had, excluding the Achilles and the calf thing. Other than that, he's been, rib injury, this and that. So they got to be careful here. KD is not a 20-year-old anymore, so he may miss more time. Not a surprise. Honestly, we might see him back after All-Star break, which is fine. Get him healthy, get him ready for the long playoff run. Let's get to the Celtics. We've got a good news, bad news situation here. The good news is Daniel Tice is off the injury report, so that makes the center rotation cloudy again. We saw Tristan Thompson play pretty well against Clint Capella, surprisingly. I thought that he was going to get smashed on, especially early on. So this pretty much takes Robert Williams off the board as far as how you feel confident about him. And then also the bad news here is Jaylen Brown is questionable with left knee soreness. So this is the same left knee that cost him games, the same left knee that Danny Ainge said that he was playing through tendinitis, and the same left knee that he said was sore after he was playing. These are bad things. So certainly possible that he sits. That means obviously Jason Tatum would be in an alpha role alongside Kemba Walker, would get a bump up against the Hawks, would be a pretty good matchup for him after Trae Young lit him up for 40. And Semi Ojeleye could possibly find time. That's really the big question to me once this team gets healthy, besides Marcus Smart, is can Semi still play the 4? And they just kind of don't run that double big lineup out as much because Semi's really earned playing time. He's been awesome all season. So something to keep an eye on there. And then also, Brad Stevens said he was throwing all the guards at Trae Young, and it couldn't work out. So, I mean, they might just throw Kemba at him because, nothing matters, or they may really trap him a lot. But Trae has gotten a lot better at handling the trap, both on how he scores, how he gets his teammates involved. So Trae is just playing great. Tons of drives. He's been really efficient off those. So it's going to be really excited for this game. Moving to the Nuggets, and grand opening, grand closing for Gary Harris. He's listed as out after returning from the adductor strain. Mike Malone said he wasn't quite 100%, so they're apparently shutting him down. Don't know for how long yet. Hopefully find out soon. Will Barton is questionable, so he could return as well if all these dudes aren't playing. Facu, don't cry for me, Argentina. Facundo Campazzo. Multiple position right now, right? Because he's been subbing in for everybody. Point guard, shooting guard, something from Michael Porter Jr. when he had foul trouble. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of passes this guy putting up value, and he's been doing it. Malone loves him. For him to make this impact so quick, obviously has a lot of professional basketball under his belt. And also Jermichael Green also probable, but I think he's going to be okay. No Paul Millsap, so he should be in pretty good shape again. Moving to the Grizzlies, as all of their shooting guards have kind of news here with D'Anthony Melton. He is now questionable with that shoulder injury. He's missed time. They really have missed his perimeter defense. And then also Dylan Brooks, kind of a shooting guard, but he's small forward right now. He is questionable with a thigh injury. And then Desmond Bane is now available off the injury report after missing time for a personal issue. So all the best to him. Hope everything's okay. But yeah, obviously, Taylor Jenkins had some interesting quotes after their last win. He said he liked the whole John Morant, Grayson Allen, Kyle Anderson look. Obviously, Brooks is kind of starting regardless. He said he was kind of comfortable with it in the training camp / preseason. So, I mean, you would think that Bane, given how well he was playing before he left the team, he would just come and take over, and I still think he will. So, that would be something. You know, I mean, I'm down to pick up Bane. I think that Grayson Allen certainly hasn't done enough to hold his job. While Bane was great. He was driving, he was kicking, he was playing much better defense than Grayson Allen's playing. So, yeah, maybe even Melton starts. Certainly think it's up for grabs. And, I mean, if you're playing the waiver wire game, I mean, you always go for the upside. And the upside is D'Anthony Melton, right? So, you know, if you want, it's still questionable, though, right? So we don't know how close he is. The Grizzlies they're not exactly, they don't have a clear pattern with these things. They're so shady with all these dudes. So, yeah, I guess Bane, because he's back now, he'd be the guy if you want to add on this situation. And again, he's playing really well. One of the best three-point shooting rookies so far. So, yeah. And just a small note, Rockets-Mavs postponed. I was so pumped for that game. And also, for what it's worth, Christian Wood tweeted out he'll be back before the All-Star break. We'll see about that. Yeah, so this is kind of good news for a lot of their banged-up players. PJ Tucker, Victor Oladipo has been hurt. He'll, won't miss games because his entire team is missing games, so that's kind of a positive for him there. While Jayshawn Tate, you have to wait for him a little bit more. Yeah, but it's been crazy. Luka's just on a roll right now. He's scoring like 20-something points per game off just drives right now. I'm obsessed with drives, and I was really looking forward to this game despite how Rockets aren't playing well. And perhaps the most impactful news of the Friday slate is Steven Adams is doubtful, so Free Willy. Billy Hernan-Gomez time. Stan Van Gundy loves him. May not see a lot of Jackson Hayes, but yeah. Well, Billy Hernan-Gomez has been fantastic. Wanted to do mostly news, but let's talk some basketball as the Raptors get another win in Milwaukee and another one in convincing fashion. OG Anunoby was just so good defensively, but man, Norm Powell, what a freaking stud this guy is. Just totally hitting all his threes, getting the line more. His steals numbers have been great. He is just locked and loaded, and they want to go small. Started DeAndre Bembry, 38 minutes. Didn't do much with them, but really encouraging. Would assume he's playing again. Kyle Lowry likely out again today. Pascal Siakam saw it was on the ball more. Fred VanVleet obviously handled the ball a ton too. Chris Boucher's minutes are down a little bit. Aaron Baines off the bench has been pretty effective in limited playing time. But yeah, great win for the Raptors. To the Bucks, and yep, not much to say here. They kept double Middleton again, and they didn't make adjustments again. So they got their number, apparently. Giannis still can't make shots. He's just not been right, and their defense hasn't been right. Talked about in the pod today. They can't defend the rim anymore, so they've got some major work to do. Jrue Holiday coming back, hopefully soon, should help. Moving to the ads, and gonna try something new here. So Friday, I don't do them for Saturday and Sunday, so I thought it'd be cool to do, like, looking forward and streamers. So guys who are 2 games, Friday to Sunday, who could be helpful. Try and mix it up, go some big, some wing, some point guard. Not a lot of point guards, obviously. And going under 15% on Yahoo. So, Billy Hernan-Gomez, he has to be added right now. Jetty Osman, no Taurean Prince, so he's in a good spot here again as well. I like Theo Maledon playing really well next to SGA, so a little bit of point guard action. Won't give you too many assists, but catch and shoot 3 guy. I'm apparently all in on Jaden McDaniels. I think he's going to be the guy. The Wolves have the worst record. They really need that 40% chance to keep that top pick. Thomas Satoransky's way too lightly owned for how well he's been playing. Started the third quarter for Kobe White, and he's been solid. Desmond Byrne is 3%. See what happens. 2 games as well. Jared Vanderbilt, same reasons as McDaniels. Still pretty solid. Good defensive numbers. And then JaVale McGee, if you want a block streamer, he's available in a lot of leagues. 2 games, worth a shot. Take care.